Hello guys, I'm so excited that I finally have just received my new book, which is Training, Nutrition, Supplementation in Bodybuilding. You can purchase this book on Amazon. In this book, you're going to find basics regarding how to eat, how to work out, and what supplements to use in bodybuilding, and along with my other book, which is already available, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, actually speaks about drug use, which is the improved version of my very first book, The PEDs Used in Sports. Somebody has the whole package of knowledge in order to fulfill his targets. Thank you so far for the positive feedback and the good comments, and I hope you do like it.
Hey everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, starring Dr. George Souliatos, and brought to you by his books, Bodybuilding, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and his newest book, which I will have very soon, Training, Nutrition, and Supplementation in Bodybuilding, both available on Amazon.com. Please now, from Athens, Greece, welcome Dr. George Souliatos. How are you, Doc?
Hello, brother. How are you?
Very well, very well. Back in the gym, you know? And,
yeah, hopefully.
Supposedly going to go to a pro bodybuilding show in about 10 days. Yeah, in Tampa, Florida. So it's been a long time since I've been to a concert.
The competitors, the lineup and the shape,
Yeah, I'm just one. My biggest concern is the international competitors, if they're going to be able to get into the United States.
Oh, another story. Yes, another point.
That's what I'm concerned, because there's a lot of IFBB pros who are outside the USA. And a lot of the best ones.
Are you training with a mask?
Well, at my gym, you can take the mask off if you're at your station, at your machine or your bench or whatever. You can take the mask off. Every time you're walking around or you walk in the gym and out of the gym, you're supposed to have the mask on. So that's what I do. Yeah, because with a mask on, oh no, I tried.
Still closed 4 months, huh?
No, my gym's open. Massachusetts.
No, in your state.
New York and New Jersey. I think they're the last two states in America that there's no end in sight.
What about California, LA?
Yeah, they just shut down again. So they were open.
Yeah, Samir told me that. Yes.
And they had been shut down, then they opened. Now they're shut down again. So
crazy, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess the health officials and the government officials, they're doing what needs to be done. Hopefully to stop the spread of the virus and keep more people alive, I guess, but I'd be very upset if my gym closed again. I'll tell you that. Yeah. How about Greece? Cases coming down, everything steady?
No, really, because we have the tourism, that kind of elevated, but hopefully we don't have any deaths anymore, Yeah. And I guess all the old people that were supposed to get the disease are either, they are cured or diseased, they're dead.
Dead, yeah.
So, people with good health and not underlying diseases, I guess they are more, they're more cautious, and we have a little bit of exploding, the victims, the cases, but they're not over 3,500, and the deaths are they're kept below 200.
Okay, yeah, not bad at all.
We are the number one in the European Union, country, the safest.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But the borders are only for 15 countries, I think. UK last week, and still USA is not permitted,
Yeah. And I'm going to the number one worst state in the United States for COVID right now, Florida. So I'm going to be very, very careful when I go there. Very careful. So, yeah, I don't want to catch COVID. All right, Doctor, we have a shorter show today. We did not get 20 questions. So that's fine. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
So here we go. Let's start with number one. I blast and cruise. I've been thinking of coming off everything for 2 months and running HCG and SERMS to improve fertility and then go back on cruise. I'm going to run HCG for a month and then clomid and nolva for 1 month. My main question is, if I use Proviron at 25 to 50 milligrams daily while using SERMS for a month, would that help with the libido and mood? I'm only doing it for the fertility and not to recover HPTA. Also, what other things would Dr. T suggest to do while using SERMS only to have better libido and mood?
Now, this guy follows PCT and he wants to add Proviron for the sake of his sperms.
Yeah, fertility.
Now, for fertility, he has to add HMG and Proviron also, but Proviron helps FSH. You know, this is the paradox that it may shut off LH, but it stimulates FSH and maturity of sperms. But the main deal is HMG, so which is synthetic FSH and LH together. So HMG will help the spermatocytes, along with HG also. And what was the other part about the SERMS?
So he wants to know, while he's using SERMS, is there anything else he can take to improve his libido and his mood?
Now, after this protocol, he can use Proviron and boron and DHEA to boost his free testosterone, you know?
Okay.
But during the HPTA restorement, he has to add this, he shouldn't add Proviron, okay, for the sake of fertility. I guess HMG is way better than Proviron, you know? But the sex drive also matters on the estrogens, on the prolactin, on the HPG and free testosterone, okay? And of course, the HPTA restores the more you stay off. But one goes with the other, you know. If you want to have a good spermodiagram, you have also to restore your own testosterone, because testosterone matures the sperm, and stay off from gear, you know. Otherwise, use always low doses of HCG and HMG always after a PCT protocol, you know.
Gotcha. Okay. Next one's also involving Proviron. Does Proviron at 25 milligrams a day need to be used 2 times a day, or it's okay to use once a day?
In what case?
If you're taking Proviron, I guess, and you're only taking 25 milligrams.
You can use AM, PM in order to have steady levels, you know.
Okay.
But it's well tolerated at up to 50 milligrams, I guess.
Yeah, most people use 50, right?
50, yes. 50, 25, yes. Okay. Of course, you can blast to 100 if your HPG is really high. Wow. In pathologic cases, which is over 80 or close to 100, you know, and your free testosterone is really tanked, no matter how much is your total testosterone, then you have to use Proviron along with boron, DHA, you know, and skip the fasting, and make sure your insulin is up every 3 hours.
Okay. So since they come in 25 milligram tablets, usually I guess you would have to cut it in half. Take 1 AM, 1 PM to keep a steady level?
Yes, sure.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, there's a gym question. What does the doctor suggest if the gyms are opening up soon and you're going to start a steroid cycle? Should you start the cycle the first day back in the gym, or would you wait some time?
No, I think because, I mean, if you're in the States, I would suggest you to start immediately, because first of all, it's a long time that you're off. And then you never know what life holds in store, you know, and may things go worse again, like in California. So point on a short cycle about 8 weeks with fast esters, you know, and then see how it goes. But you may have to stop it in the middle of the cycle of week number 4, you know. It's crazy. It's really insecure this time of period. You never know what tomorrow has, you know.
Very uncertain. Yeah, I've never lived through anything uncertain like this. It's scary. Question for both Ron and the doc. You can go first. What training splits do you guys swear by for the most muscle growth, and how many off days a week?
Sorry, can you say that again, please?
So he wants to know, what training split do you swear by, and how many best for the most muscle growth?
I guess it's I like the Dorian Yates style, you know. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday, and then the weekend off. So 4 days, 3 days off for the off season. But the workout have to be really brutal, you know, and you have to kill it, you know, punish it. Savage. I mean, you have trained with Dorian, you know how it is. You need at least 7 days. Now, I remember this pro bodybuilder that suffered a heart attack at 45, John Meadows.
He
said that listen to your body. Doesn't mean that you have to wait, exclusively 7 days. Listen to your body, because you may recover in day number 5. But from my personal experience, training twice a week, a muscle group like Ronnie did, you have to train in muscle groups, so triceps and chest, biceps and back, you know. So you cannot focus exclusively in one muscle group and kill it, like Dorian did.
Yeah.
In this case, yes, you may able to develop and grow, give muscle growth to a stubborn body part, like the upper chest, for instance, you know, or I don't know, skinny arms, you know, or calves. Or if you want to improve your legs, you have to do front and rear. One day front, and then kill the rear, you know.
Yeah.
And also, I used to split the back to width and density, you know, in 2 different days. All the pull downs and on the rows, because there were different exercises. It depends. I think you have to apply different methods all the way. So the stimulus is constant, you know, and never let the muscle to sleep.
Yeah. So I did that the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday for many, many years. That worked very well.
Monday to Friday?
Yeah. So you get 3 full days off. It was the Dorian split pretty much. So every body part got hit once a week, and I would just kill that body part so it would stay sore for, my goal was to try to make it sore for a whole week. And with legs, I could keep my legs sore for a week, but other things, chest would stay sore for a while, but I found like other body parts didn't stay sore that long. I don't think there's an optimal training frequency. I think it's everyone needs to find their own way of how many days per week works best for them. Because some people can train 6 days a week and make really good gains, and other people, they would overtrain and not make any gains or even get smaller. What I've been doing for the past 3 years is 3 days in a row, 1 off. So push day is chest, shoulders, triceps. Pull day is back and biceps and rear delts, traps, and then legs.
So it depends. For instance, if you train chest, then you may be sore the next day also to your front delts or to your triceps. So, for instance, if you train our legs right after the chest or the back, then they give a break for a different muscle group, you know, because then you may feel sore and pre-exhausted from the day before.
Yeah. I really think everyone needs to figure it out on their own, because some people can train a lot more and make good gains. And other people, if they did that, they would.
It's about sleep also, you know, food, nutrition, supplements.
Yeah. I find that people that had a really strong athletic background, like football players, anybody that was used to a lot of training every day, like football practice is brutal. It's every day, sometimes twice a day. They seem to be able to work better with training more days per week and recover versus people that didn't have that background tend to need more rest days. But, you know, it's all individual. You guys have got it all figured out on your own. There's no one best split. Let's put it that way. There's not. You know, the best split for you with the best split for me might be totally different. Next one. Okay, doctor, at what point does cardio lead to muscle breakdown? It's a big fear amongst bodybuilders that cardio will lead to muscle loss.
Well, not necessarily the low pace cardio that burns fat. You know, the high intensity cardio, okay, the heat is good because it's short, but if you do jogging, for instance, they say that jogging may hinder your gains, unlike slow pace stationary bicycle. Now, we know that higher intensity up to 80% or 90%, of course, burns the muscle glycogen stores that you need them to lift weights. And also, in order to grow, you need a caloric surplus. Now, those extra 500 calories that you will burn in your cardio, you need them in order to grow. So if you take them for your muscles, because they need some extra caloric, you know, surplus, then I guess you will hinder your best, your maximum potential. Of course, you have to do a little bit of cardio for the heart, for the cholesterol, you know, for the blood glucose, for the physical condition, and perhaps to avoid some extra fat, you know. Yeah. But it's a fact that during the off season, we have to do a little bit of cardio, but not as we do during the cutting phase, because in the cutting phase, what it matters is not only beta oxidation out of prolonged cardio, but also it's about burning calories to have a caloric deficit. Yeah. You can do it with diet, but it's better to do it with cardio. You're not going to diet so much. Plus, the low pace cardio burns exclusively fat. Calories coming out of fat, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the reason a lot of guys use a coach is because it's hard for most people to know how much cardio when they're cutting is going to be enough to cut the fat without, and then sometimes you do on your own. Like I was always my own coach. You were too.
Yes,
So,
Gaspari says that everybody's his own coach. Okay, but sometimes I'm super stretched and very enthusiastic that I'm not looking what I'm supposed to, that somebody else from outdoors, you know, see us out the box
right.
and is able to have this kind of spot with a clear mind, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
So you stop doing cardio, you look to flat, raise your carbs a little bit, and not just straight cardio till the last week.
yeah.
Okay, you may burn out, you know.
Yeah. I can remember contests where I'd wake up at like 4 in the morning. I couldn't sleep and my gym was 24 hours. I would just go to the gym and do some cardio because I was in prep and I was like, oh,
The
I'll just do
fact
some
you're
more
not
cardio.
sleeping, you know, ate your muscles because of cortisol, you know. You
Yeah.
didn't recover, you know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, those are rough days. I can remember that's the worst sleep you get is the last few weeks before a contest. You're barely sleeping. It's very, very bad. Next one. What's the real half-life of test enanthate? Asking because I've heard you say to wait 1 to 2 weeks after a cycle for the compounds to be cleared out of your system. Doesn't it take longer considering that test enanthate has a half-life of at least 4 to 5 days?
It's 7 to 9, 7 to 10, because I remember I had a conversation with Patrick Arnold once, and he shared with me a note from a site from a link from PubMed. It was about 1 week at least. The same applies for CPNate. Actually, CPNate is slightly slower. It's 68%, and enanthate is 71%. But anyway, I think it picks second to third day, you know, the
Yeah.
enanthate, and clears the system then to the week. But if you use enanthate for replacement therapy, you're gonna feel the crash on day number 6, and you're gonna feel the peak on day number 2 or 3, you know. But anyhow, you need to wait at least 1 week for slow esters. And also it matters about the dose. If you use to 50, 500, 750, 1,000, you know. So the more you have, the more it needs to clear out, you know. Half-life means half of the substance to leave the system, you know.
Yeah. Because if you're doing a shot of enanthate, let's say you're doing 500 milligrams of enanthate a week, it's still building. So
Yes,
it's, yeah.
progressively accumulates. Yes.
So it should take a few. I mean, most people, I often felt like it took weeks, a good 2 to 3 weeks for it to really clear my system after I stopped taking it.
Yes.
Something like in Deca, even longer, maybe like a month.
Deca, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Deca and acute pulse also.
Here's a SARM question. I think it's a SARM MK677. Can MK67 increase blood sugar levels? If so, if yes, how do we control that?
Now, if this occurs, then it's through the growth hormone that also leads to hyperglycemia, because the GHRH peptides stimulate endogenous growth hormone. If this happens, and happens with growth hormone in the long term, then I guess you should use some metformin or berberine or alpha lipoic acid, vanadin sulfate, chromium picolinate, lower the carbs, you know, and especially the sugars,
Yeah.
more fiber, things like that, more protein and essential fatty acids.
Okay. Okay, we saved the last question, just came in. It was a buzzer beater, it came in late, and it's one of those complicated questions that only a doctor could answer. Hello, doctor. Could you explain to us how to keep the system in control? I mean, if you change a constant in homeostatic equilibrium, like who all these people do who are stacking outside from an HRT, you directly create a changing in all the interaction between these hormones. If you take GH, it will be a change in the thyroid hormones, but only measure TSH is not enough, I guess. Randomly take T3 or T4 like bodybuilders do is bro science for me. If you take testosterone, it will change the glucocorticoids. Meanwhile, the cortisol and also the mineral corticoid aldosterone. Also, pregnenolone and progesterone will change. Could you tell us which parameters we should take in blood and in which limits we should stay to stay in a sweet spot? I know it may be too specialized for this show, but let's try.
Yes, this sounds really complicated. The point is, with HRT, we replace the hormones because we age, because hormones decline, actually.
Yeah.
Now, it's true that in the long term, growth hormone may affect TSH, but we have, of course, to see it in first place, because it doesn't happen to everybody, and somebody have iodine deficiency, you know. Perhaps you can use some selenium or extra iodine in order to manage this elevation of TSH. Of course, we have to check out the free T3 and the free T4, the free forms of the hormone of the thyroid hormones.
Yeah.
And now we know the anabolic steroids and testosterone as well elevate aldosterone, and this is also stimulates blood pressure. So we have to check out not to take some extra salt, because aldosterone in first place leads to sodium and water retention. Pregnenolone, personally, I use it, because it converts to progesterone. It's better than taking progesterone, which is a female hormone. But to small doses, DHEA also, as I age, my adrenals may get get fatigued, and after 40, you shouldn't rely on your own production if you replace your hormones. Now, using exogenous testosterone, we cut off the cataract of the steroidogenesis, so you should apply DHEA. But if you also overdo it with insomnia and drinking coffee and having stress and not taking DHEA, then your adrenals progressively will start producing some of it. Okay. So I agree with him that doesn't matter. I start GH. I should obligatory use some T3 or T4. Check it out first, your TSH, and if there's something, you may start with low dose of T4, for instance, which is the basic hormone and less dangerous than the T3. Okay, but during replacement therapy, we'll replace all hormones. So it's testosterone, it's DHEA, it's pregnenolone, it's DHT. There is also a growth hormone. It's HCG. Okay. So it's a multi-blend of hormones rather than using just testosterone.
Right. Okay, cool. That's all we had for today, Doctor. Yeah, I'm psyched. So let you guys know, every Tuesday on Muscular Development is Dr. T Tuesday. That's when these videos post. And so we get a new article by the doctor on the Muscular Development website. What do we got in store for this week, Doc?
It's about training, Now, I had four articles about nutrition supplementation, and now we have the training.
Oh, good. Right.
Chapter.
Okay. So, guys, if you have questions for the doctor, please leave them in the comments under this video. Try to keep them short. If they're this long, I'm not going to answer them. Sorry, guys. We do not need your entire life story, but if you have a really good question for the doctor, please post it there. We love helping you guys. Dr. George, you're very, very generous with your knowledge, your expertise. You're one of the few people who's has the book smarts, and you've walked the walk. You're a national bodybuilding champion in Greece, a respected doctor, lectures all over the world. So, guys, we're very fortunate to have Dr. Touliatos. Appreciate it very much, Doctor. So that's it, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications, and that's it. We will see you next time.